All right, we are ready for one of my favorite topics. And I love this topic, not because it's super easy, but because it is so crucial. I've read and heard the statistic that at least 50% of small businesses close their doors in the first 2 years of business. And it is not because they didn't have a good product. It's not because they weren't passionate or good at what they were trying to do. They literally closed their doors because of the emotional lack of management that they had and just the struggle that they personally underwent in doing their business, and they just couldn't take it. So I don't say that to be negative. I say that to say, let's be proactive about early on in your journey, just identifying that there are going to be negative emotions that you will feel from working your business, not because you're doing the wrong thing, not because Mary Kay's bad or anything like that, but because it's life. I mean, if you think about it, in marriage, you encounter negative emotions fairly frequently. In parenting, oh my goodness, negative emotions of frustration or irritation or confusion. Anything we do, negative emotions pop up. And especially when it's something new, and it starts so exciting and it seems so awesome. We call that the honeymoon phase. And then at some point, wham, reality sets in. And at that point, I want you to be equipped to know what's going on so you can identify it and not be freaked out or overwhelmed or like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's wrong with me? Blah, 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 blah. So the emotional cycle can really equip you to stay the course. I have almost quit Mary Kay several times because I just got frustrated or I felt stuck or I was upset. And the reason why I'm still here is because I continued moving through the cycle that we're going to talk about. And in that process was able to redefine what was important to me and why I wanted to stay. But I am not here because nothing's ever gone wrong. I am not here because I've gotten every goal I've ever set and it's all worked out for me and I was a natural. No, I've fought hard. I've fought hard to grow my confidence and to become good at this. And the reason is because of what this business offers as hope for me, for my family, and for how it allows me to pass that on to other women. Anything worth having is going to have a cost. Anything worth having is going to be challenging at times, and that is okay. That is good. That is how we become the women we're meant to be. That's how we have a platform to stand on. We build the platform with our hands. And many of the parts of Mary Kay are fun and rewarding and wonderful. And that I think is why so many stay. I mean, you party for a living. You get to hang out with women. You get to grow. You're encouraged. You win prizes. Like, seriously? This is a job? So there's much good. But with that comes challenge. And so as you walk forward, I want you to be equipped with this document. Have it ready because you will need it. So first, step 1 in the emotional cycle is excitement. You're exhilarated. You have something new. You're so like, oh my gosh, I am going to change my family's future with this business. It's going to be awesome. And it is a great place. But then inevitably, stage 2 comes, and that is frustration. Your party that you booked cancels or postpones. You start realizing that you aren't as organized as you thought and you're feeling really stressed at home. Your friend doesn't respond to you like you thought that they would with the excitement you were hoping for. You just start to realize, oh, things are not all working well. Well, stage 3, you hit shock. Jess made it sound like this was going to be so awesome. She said that I would be able to sell stuff. She said that I could, replace my income. And if I would just hold parties and if I call and reach out, this is not easy. And you just hit this shock, which leads you to stage 4, denial. You kind of cocoon. You pull back. You're like, I'm too busy to go to the meeting. I don't need to be there. Jess is texting. I'm busy. I'll talk to her later. And you just start to go, I don't know if this is all what they said it was. This is, and you know what? Maybe I'll just stick with normal life. It was a lot easier to be uncomfortable with no money than to be uncomfortable with people letting me down. Who knows? But you hit that denial stage, which moves you to stage 5, which is fear. Maybe I really can't do this. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have ever started this. What was I thinking? My kids are going to be scarred because I missed this. My husband's going to be mad. I mean, you can go, whew, I'm going to lose all my friends because they're going to hate me. and that's really genuine feelings to have. And you hit that fear stage, and that is the point in time at where you have 6A or 6B. You can do 6A, which is you allow all of those feelings to derail you, and you decide to settle. You know what? I don't need to take that vacation. We can wait a few more years. You know, I don't need to replace my income. I don't need to get out of this job that I hate. It's really not that bad. I love being up at 6 a.m. and on the job for hours and hours, being bored and working in a negative environment. It's really great. It's okay. I can be a light there. And you just feel your soul dwindle. Or you can choose 6B, which is kind of anger, and just, I will not be controlled by someone else's actions. I will not let my family continue to struggle because I gave up. I know I can do this. I know I can figure it out. I had a dream in my heart for a reason. God has put it within me. And stage 7 comes recommitment. I will prevail. I will figure this out. I will learn. I will become the woman who can do this. If all these other people have done it, why not me? And that is the most beautiful place you could ever be. It's nice to feel excited and what's the word? It's excited to be kind of naively innocent and have no bad stories to tell yet, no frustration, but that's not real. I will take a recommitted woman any day over just one who's excited. When you've walked through that and you've asked yourself, why does this matter? Why is this worth pursuing? Why am I not willing to give up? That's when you come through on the other side and you are so much stronger than you ever were before. And the only difference between myself and you, between national sales directors and you, is how many times we've gone through the cycle and how quickly we've taught ourselves to go through it. I may go through that cycle in an hour or two. It may take some people a month or two. And that is our choice, you know, how long we want to go through it and how we can quickly identify that we're in it and move ourselves along and get to that point of recommitment faster so that we don't lose too much time in the process. Negative emotions are not wrong. It's simply what we do with them. And if we lead them and we choose to believe the truth of why we started this in the first place, or if we allow them to lead us and to convince us that it's not worth it, that it's hopeless, on and on. And we all have both. So I want to encourage you to print this off, tuck it in your folder, remember it, pull it out when those moments come, and move yourself through the cycle and allow yourself to ask those questions. Why is this important? What does make this something I want desperately, that I'm willing to fight for? Those answers are going to be what helps you to recommit. Those answers are what will help you in the face of the next challenge or the next difficulty that you face. So I want to be here for you as well. When you hit it, raise the red flag, wave at us, send a text, be honest. You don't have to hide. In fact, I have great respect and high honor for a woman who can say, hey, here's where I'm at. Help me walk through it, versus someone who hides out and won't admit or let me be a part of that with you. That's what the Inspire Office team is here for. That's half of it, is working through those times with you so you can come through on the other side and be stronger for it and move to the dreams that you have in your heart.